This is the plaintiff, John Davis. He says he put down a deposit on a 2003 Nissan 350Z, and the deal didn't go through, and he wants his deposit back. The defendant won't budge, refuses to issue him a refund, and here they are. He's suing for $1,200 for the deposit and missed work. This is the defendant, Joe Messina. He says the plaintiff's wasting his time with all of this nonsense. The guy contracted to buy a sports car and then he couldn't afford the insurance. He spent the plaintiff's deposit on bank and DMV fees and penalties, undoing the deal, and owes him nothing and feels the judge will agree. He's accused of holding on tight to a deposit. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,000 for lost time and defamation.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant refused to return a deposit on a 2003 Nissan, but the defendant says the deposit is gone, gone, gone. It's the case of Grody to the maxima.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, John Davis, you are suing on your side, auto represented here by Joe Messina. You're the owner?
Yes.
Okay. You look very young. How old are you?
I'm 32.
Really?
Yeah.
Way younger. They all start to look younger after a while, don't they? All right. You're suing him for $1,200 that he refuses to refund, and you're counterclaiming against him $1,000 in your time and defamation of character. What was the transaction between the two of you that went so sour?
He's actually the middleman in this case. I had first saw the car on Craigslist. And so I went on Craigslist and I met with the young lady that owned the car. And I found out that I did business with her father in the past. He's a car dealer as well. And I ended up meeting her father the next day about the vehicle. So
What's her father's name?
Her father's name is Wigberto.
Okay.
He's a car dealer as well. So I talked to him and I had some info on the car.
What kind of car was this?
It was a Nissan 350Z.
Okay, that's a sports car?
It's a little sports car, yes.
Okay.
And
what year was it?
It was a 2003.
Okay.
And so, we settled on $5,500 as far as the price of the car. And so I told him that, I didn't have that kind of cash on hand and that what I wanted to do was finance the car. And so
how does he get in the picture?
Well, here's where he comes in at. The person that our mutual friend, he didn't.
Who's your mutual friend?
Wigberto, the father of the girl that owned it.
Got it.
Okay.
We'll call him Wigoberto.
Okay.
Because that may be the only time in my life when I'll be able to say that. Okay. Wigoberto knows him. How do you know Wigoberto?
He's a mutual friend. I met him through a colleague of mine that repairs cars.
Okay, so you get a call from Wigoberto.
I did.
And he says what to you?
He asked me if I would be interested in helping him getting a customer financed, okay?
Meaning the customer who's going to buy his daughter's car?
Correct.
Okay, you knew that. All right.
Correct. So I told him, yes, I do it for a $500 fee. He says, that's no problem. I'm going to send the customer over to you with the information in the vehicle. I said, that's no problem. John Davis came to our office, took his information, submitted basically a financial application to the company that he preferred. He does have bad credit. He's considered subprime. There's only a few companies that can get him financed. Submitted him, got him approved. He was okay with the arrangement with financing through Roberto and myself, and everything was
Did he give you a down payment?
He handed me a check for $1,000 from the house.
From Wigoberto?
Correct.
So you get paid.
I get
paid.
You
get the financing for him.
The financing
And
is
then what's the
approved.
next thing that you find out?
So if the customer changes his mind, can he get his deposit back on a car?
Yes, they can. As long as they don't take the car out the dealer.
You buying that?
No, he signed a contract too late.
Deposit, see you later?
See ya.
Okay, going inside the courtroom.
Several days later, Roberto gives us a call saying that...
Who's Roberto?
Wigoberto.
Wigoberto, get it right.
Gives us a call saying that John Davis is returning the vehicle. He cannot afford the insurance on the vehicle, didn't realize it was a sports car, and is returning it to Wigoberto. Can I please contact the lending company to basically cancel the contract? I said, that's not a problem. He says, go ahead and do it. I contact the company, said, turn the contract around. We're not financing him. He's returning the vehicle.
Okay. But you did your job, which was to get him financing.
Correct.
So Wigoberto tells you, who's the one who wrote that check, tells you, yeah, keep your $500 fee.
Yep.
And Did he ever argue with you about you keeping your fee?
Not whatsoever.
Yeah, because how could he? And then you write a check to Rigoberto?
Yes, refunding. So Rigoberto gives us a $1,000 check originally. My fee was only $500. We took the vehicle, registered the vehicle, and put a GPS unit in the vehicle because the lending agent wanted a GPS device on it so they could track the car and the customer. We did the install, we did the registration, and we did all the processing. So it's a $500. The registration of the vehicle, which was $145, and the GPS for $50.
Okay.
I cut Rigoberto a check for $305.
Which was the excess.
Correct.
So Rigoberto then gives you $302, whatever it was, $300?
He didn't give me anything, Your Honor.
He didn't give you anything. Rigoberto told you what? First of all, why didn't you buy the car? What happened?
I didn't buy the car because of the insurance that was going on.
So you can't afford it. Well, isn't this something you should be figuring out before you put everybody to work?
But he wasn't
and pay a deposit.
But see what you're not missing. He didn't go. He wasn't supposed to go to work at all. This deal became
really, because I can't help but notice that he only went to work after you gave him the check.
Your Honor, this deal came about within 2 days.
How do you figure that you are going to go there, have a man start working on getting you finance? You get the finance, and that you're going to get the $1,000 back from anybody. That's a deposit.
Your Honor,
everybody did what they were supposed to do. You just changed your mind on whether you could afford insurance on a 350Z. That's what happened. Why didn't you figure that out before you bought the car?
His job was just to put the numbers on the contract for Roberto. That was his only job to do. His job wasn't to do anything else.
I don't know what you're talking about. You handed over a deposit to people to buy a car that was sexy, hot, and beautiful without realizing how much sexy, hot, and beautiful was going to cost you in insurance. And then you know what? This is the best decision you've ever made. If you stop and say, oh my God, I'm going to pay $6,000 a year in insurance, this is ridiculous, that's good. I applaud you for making the decision. The part I don't applaud you for is thinking somebody else has to pay for your initial stupidity. No, that was your fault.
That's not
you
the
gave
case,
a deposit. They did everything they're supposed to do. The deposit is non-refundable.
That's not
Unless
the case,
you have a
Your
piece of
Honor.
paper from Rigoberto or from him that says that your deposit is refundable. Do you?
No, I don't.
Right. So then when people give a deposit, you're making people work, freezing people, getting something off the market. You're doing something. The default position on any deposit to purchase something is not that you get it all back if you change your mind. Of course not. It's that you've lost your deposit. Well, you, my friend, have lost your deposit. Verdicts for the defendant. Now you're counterclaiming against him time and defamation of character? It's not enough for you to just win?
No, it is enough for us to win, but I hold our company in high esteem, and I think we have a very good reputation. So I think today's day at court...
Really? You're looking stellar.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm just going to get rid of that, right?
All right,
That
no
counterclaim,
problem.
enough is enough? Okay. Good luck, folks.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So both parties lose their respective lawsuits here in the People's Court. John Davis is just coming out. The plaintiff, this is pretty easy for the judge. You lose.
Easy. It wasn't that easy. She didn't give me a chance to even present my case.
So you didn't have anything else to present?
If I had a chance to present my case the way I wanted to before she cut me off, it would have never happened.
Well, you know, it was so simple for her.
It was simple for her.
It's simple, yeah.
Well,
That's
I'm
the way
sure
it
it's
goes in
simple
court.
for you too.
No, listen, I'm not the judge. All right, Mr. Messina, you're on the way out of the court. You lost but you didn't seem to be too upset that you lost your countersuit.
No, not so much.
All right. Well, anyway, I guess you're glad this is all over, right?
I am, definitely,
Big
yes.
pain in the neck.
Yes, it was.
You
yes.
did make $500, though.
I did, thank you.
Okay, good
All
luck.
right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Harvey?
Okay, I want to reinforce something, Doug, that was in the defendant's countersuit. You cannot get lost wages for going to court. People continually ask for that, not on the table.